Arizona, homeowner's best friend.
Let's get to number 2 on our 3 steps for successful gardening.
So 3 simple steps again. First one is healthy soil. Get that soil right. Then step 2 is going to be a lot easier, which is healthy starts. So if I'm growing a vegetable garden, there's kind of 2 types of people. There's those that are ready to grow via seed and those that maybe not be ready for growing with seed. Now, to know which one you are, here's a simple test. Do you know your seeds well enough that when it sprouts, you know what it looks like? And if not, do you have access to information that can help you know what it's supposed to look like when it sprouts? And the reason I bring that up is because a lot of people, they'll plant a bunch of seeds and they don't know what they're supposed to look like, and then things sprout up and they end up finding out 3 months later that was 90% weeds that they were growing up and thought they did a great job. And so the misidentification made it very problematic because they weren't able to identify which ones were what they planted and which ones were not. So if you're not at that point, get some knowledge so you know what a seed start looks like. Get those seeds started. The other thing is that when you have a start, then that start is already been grown through its toughest phase of life, I'd say. You know, its first month or so of growing, and now you can transplant it into your garden, and your success rate greatly improves on growing some plants. Now, on that healthy starts, you want to make sure that these starts are actually healthy to start with and they're not overgrown inside of their pot. So if I always like, one of my favorite things to get is 6-packs at the local nurseries if I'm doing starts. And those 6-packs, I want to try to avoid the ones that are so full and maybe even already have a flower or 2 or even maybe it even has a tomato on it. You know, in that small of a pot, that small of a size, that's way too much growth to be able to grow any further. So I don't want anything that's root bound. So if I lift up any of the pots that I'm working in starts, I want to make sure there's no roots growing out the bottom of that pot. If there's roots growing out the bottom of that pot, that means that I've probably already got some spiraling happening inside there that I'm gonna have to kind of texture the roots. I'm gonna have to cut the roots a little bit so that I can plant them in the soil and then they'll continue to grow. Now, when I do that, I'm gonna stunt the growth of that plant for the next month while it recovers from all that scratching. So start out with a great little start that's just barely started in the place, and then you'll do much better with that little start.
Rosie on the house, every Arizona homeowner's best friend.